Well, in this video, I think we'll talk some teddy bears. We'll talk a little bit about Luke Prokop, as well as is the WHL 2020-21 season going to still start on January 8th as originally planned. Those are many things that I'll talk about in this video, as I'll shed light on news with our junior hockey team, as well as some other junior hockey news that I know as of this recording. Hi there, it's Brett Hornby here, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. And it's time to put on some of my Calgary Hitmen gear, as let's take a look and talk about some tidbits and recent news with the junior hockey surrounding the Calgary Hitmen. As you know, with everything that's been going on in 2020 and counting down the days for the year to finally end, it almost feels like counting down the days when a prisoner counts down to finally get released from prison. That's just the only analogy I come up with. Well, the one thing that has been affected is that traditionally on the first Sunday in December is the big teddy bear toss game that usually you get almost a sold out Saddledome for a junior hockey game, and that when the Calgary Hitmen score their first goal. And they've been doing this every year since the Calgary Hitmen has been here in Calgary. However, given the whole pandemic and big, large gatherings, they weren't going to have that traditional teddy bear toss where teddy bears and other toys get tossed on to the Saddledome ice. However, I'll put the Hitmen Hockey website in the description. That still didn't stop the what they called the Teddy Bear Lane as the Hitmen Teddy Bear Collection. Actually, we still managed to net the exact number on the Calgary Hitmen website is 18,063 stuffed toys. And what they did was they had a teddy bear collection at the Saddledome where you just drive up and drop off your toys in various bins. I think that's the new toss of fashion, right from your vehicle, to keep up with the social distancing and all that, because it's still in style right now as we're trying to beat this COVID thing that is impacting our lives for like the last year almost. But this was the 26th annual Teddy Bear Toss game that was replaced by the Teddy Bear Lane, I'm going to say under these circumstances. And of course it's always great where you can be able to go in, charitable organizations that are set to receive these bears, as many of these, it's a tradition that many minor league teams do. And I know that at one point, I believe it was the 2015 season, that actually we set a record for the most teddy bears tossed. I believe we had like 28,000. However, it's been surpassed with the Hershey Bears. However, you can also say that bears per fan, if you look at the ratio, is much greater in Hershey because their arena only holds 10,000 fans. But the point of this is just for the local charities to give toys to needy kids. I mean, it goes to the Salvation Army, the Calgary Food Bank, the Alberta Children's Hospital, and I know that in the past, usually the next day after the teddy bear toss game, they have various members of the Calgary Hitmen bring in those said teddy bears to the hospitals and give it to their kids themselves. They also highlight Cerebral Palsy Alberta, Cochrane Area Event Society, Woods Homes, Horizon Housing Society, and Make-A-Wish Foundation. And then there were 3 options that included an online Panda Bear purchase, or you can drop it off at Toys R Us locations. So that's a different way how they did the teddy bear toss this season. And even going back to the COVID restrictions, even those poor bears, they had to be in quarantine after a few days. Usually the standard length for you've been hearing a lot about is 3 days before you can hand it off. But it's nice to see that you're able to still salvage something, as there was no teddy bear toss game in its traditional form. But given the circumstances, I still think it's pretty good that we raised 18,063 stuffed toys to be exact. So that was the teddy bears part of the video. Well, the next part, defenseman Luke Prokop, if you recall, he was drafted 73rd overall by the Nashville Predators in this past NHL entry draft. he has signed his 3-year standard entry-level deal with the Nashville Predators. So congratulations to Luke Prokop. Who knows, he could be another defenseman to keep up the tradition of strong defensemen that the Nashville Predators has turned out over the last few years, including reigning Norris Trophy winner in Roman Josi. I mean, originally in the Banta draft, Luke Prokop was drafted in the first round, 7th overall, back in the 2017 WHL draft, and he has played the last 3 seasons with the Calgary Hitmen, including this past season with the 59 games that they got to play. He scored 4 goals, 19 assists for 23 points with 30 penalty minutes, and he is from Edmonton, Alberta. That's another hockey factory that a lot of NHLers, come from the Edmonton and area. And he was born May 6, 2002. He's a 6'4" defenseman, 217 pounds, and he shoots right. So, nice to see how Luke Prokop works his way through the Nashville Predators system, and he was selected as the Scholastic Player of the Year for the Calgary Hitmen for the 2018-19 season. So that's the Luke Prokop part of the story. And then we still don't know, as a couple months ago, the WHL has announced that they were targeting, and I always got to keep stressing the word targeting, January 8th as there was the original plan for the 2020-21 season to start. And the quirk with the Western Hockey League part in the Canadian Hockey League Network, that for the case of the Calgary Hitmen, they were only going to play teams in the Central Division all season, and there was word that it was going to be a 50-game season. However, I'm not thinking that, this is my personal speculation, I have not seen any updates from the WHL website as of this recording. I'm not thinking the January 8th date is going to be a go, because of going back to what is going on. I mean, here in Alberta, we tightened up the restrictions. It will be tomorrow, as is recording, where some restaurants are only takeout only, and certain businesses are going to be closed. And thankfully, I got my haircut today, as the last day I can operate as well. Malls are only going to be reduced to 50% capacity. But one of the things they did ban was, recreational team sports, and that's also the case. I know in British Columbia, and I think it's the same in Saskatchewan. I know Manitoba, they're very unique restrictions on controlling the COVID situation. Not too sure what it is like in the states of Washington and Oregon, where the American teams play, but they were all going to play only in their division. Every team was only going to play teams in their own division. But the big thing with these, junior leagues is having fans in attendance, and we're definitely not there yet, where fans can join in arenas. There's word that vaccines are starting to get distributed, but it's only going to go to, the long-term care homes, frontline workers, the most vulnerable first before it comes to the general public. So I am personally thinking that it's going to be probably another month, maybe going into February, that the WHL season is going to begin. Try to push off to maybe get some fans in attendance, because I don't see a scenario where junior hockey is going to operate without fans, and they definitely don't have the budget and funds to do a bubble model. I know, for example, the Calgary Hitmen, they're owned by the Calgary Flames, but not every team has that luxury. We already know that the East Coast Hockey League, which is the kind of the farm team below the farm team for the NHL, some teams aren't going to operate this season, and the American Hockey League is not going to start until February. And I do have been making my separate videos, and I will make a separate video for the NHL, but it does sound like that the NHL is going to return at the middle of January. So I'm thinking of adding that all up. I don't think the WHL season, this is my perspective at this point, because there's nothing official from the league, won't be starting January 8th, and I don't see a scenario, at least, could I even dare say maybe there won't be a season, just for the fact of fans in attendance. I don't see it happening anytime soon, but you never know. The second wave is definitely underway. So the last part of this video is we'll talk about some junior hockey news, and locally here in Calgary, Well, actually the last two first round picks for the Calgary Flames, including Connor Zary, who plays in the Western Hockey League, who the Calgary Blazers, he got selected to the Team Canada camp, as well as Jacob Pelche, who plays in the Quebec Major Junior Hockey League, if I recall the Moncton team, if I understand right. I know he's in the Quebec Major Junior Hockey League, and that league has been on pause because of outbreaks as well, and that's where the Western Hockey League and the Ontario Hockey League have been watching. But those two future Flames going to be playing for Team Canada as the World Junior Hockey Championship is still, as I know, going to be going underway. I know they had a plan that was going to be played in a bubble up in Edmonton, but I also know that goaltender Dustin Wolf of the Everett Saddletips is looking great at this point. Could be a steal for the Calgary Flames. We drafted him in the 7th round. He's the goaltender going to be playing for the Americans, and I think I saw Jan Kuznetsov, the player that we drafted this past year, will be playing for the Russians. So there's a few Calgary Flames to watch in the World Juniors. Didn't see any Calgary Hitmen names that got named, but I would say the biggest name for the Calgary Hitmen is Luke Prokop, signing with his entry-level deal with the Nashville Predators. So that's all I have for talking about Calgary Hitmen. It's nice to see that some teddy bears were tossed in a different fashion this season, and congratulations Luke Prokop. And then I don't have anything new that I found about when this upcoming season is going to start. I am not thinking it's not going to be January 8th, given the way things are right now locally and in other jurisdictions. So if you want to follow along with this Calgary sports fan's journey, Home Flames Hitmen, Roughnecks and Stampeders, just make sure you hit like, subscribe. I mostly do Calgary sports on my YouTube channel. I also do have personal vlogs, attempt at comedy, and with my upcoming winter break coming up after next week, I will have a little more time to make some more videos, and I'm hoping to get a few more videos in those playlists, as well as I keep teasing it, as I want to do some NHL rank videos, but I mostly do Calgary sports, but that's also my secondary content, as well as do share my experiences when I say I'm on the road or at a sporting event. Hopefully maybe I'll get to do those activities again in the next year, but as everything with many of my update videos, factoring in what's been happening with COVID-19, it's been an evolving, changing situation, just like just what I do with my everyday activities. I'm personally back to really only restricting my activities to just essentials on the weekend in the morning, especially with more stronger restrictions coming in locally, and then I'm back to fully working at home for at least I've done the last few weeks, and I will in the next few weeks in the new year. But winter break is coming, so I will plan to make some more videos. So if that sounds like a interesting watch, to follow along with this Calgary sports fan's journey, you do, just make sure you like, subscribe. I also have my other social media links down in the description below for other ways you can follow me. So as I say, let's go Hitmen, and I'll see you in the next video.